All right, guys, let's begin with the warm-up. So pick a machine. It could be a treadmill, it could be elliptical, stairs, or a bike. Do 5 to 10 minutes. All this is just to get the body ready to hit the weights. Once you're done with the cardio warm-up, it's time to warm up the muscles before we actually start the exercises. If your gym does not have a TRX, do these body weight, but most gyms have the TRX. So go ahead and locate that, and we're gonna start with squats. Grab onto the straps, feet shoulder width apart, back flat, and we're just gonna squat down. All of these are 10 reps. Up next, we have the TRX row. Same thing, grab the handles, take a small step forward, try to get your body to be in a straight line, lock your elbows out, and pull without bending your wrist. Go down and up. Again, same thing, let's do 10 of these. Up next, we have a body weight exercise. You're gonna go ahead and get on the ground into a push-up position. From there, you're gonna drop to your knees, and you're gonna draw an imaginary line, fingertip to fingertip, and we're gonna drop our chin right in front of that line, or as close as you can to it. So if you could only go halfway, that's totally fine. I want you to build yourself up to a point where you can get all the way down without letting your hips touch the ground. Once we're done with that, we're gonna finish with a core activating exercise. You're gonna grab yourself a dumbbell or a kettlebell, not too heavy, maybe 15 to 20 pounds. I'm gonna use the kettlebell for right now. You're gonna grab it, you're gonna put it right underneath your chin. Keep your upper back nice and upright. Bring your knee up as high as you can. This is gonna do two things. This is gonna warm up your hip flexors, and this is also going to activate your midsection and warm up a little bit of your biceps. This last part of the warm up, you need a cotton glute band, as we're gonna warm up the hips and the glutes. They're the biggest muscles in the body, and you wanna make sure you know how to turn those muscles on, because they're gonna help us protect our lower back. Grab a cotton band, we're gonna place it around the ankles. And you're gonna stand with your feet wider than shoulder width apart. So if my shoulders are this wide, I'm going to stand slightly wider, and I'm going to keep my feet parallel, and I'm gonna do lateral walks. Slight bend in the knees, but still driving the knees out. And if you're doing this right, you're gonna feel the burn in your hip muscles. Try not to stop. Maybe set a timer for 45 seconds, or do 5 steps to the right, 5 steps to the left, 4 times without stopping. You're gonna wanna point your toes out. That's gonna be a common mistake. Try to keep your feet as parallel as you can, and pretend the band is around your knees, and drive them out, as that is going to create some more abduction, and you're gonna feel your glute muscles work even better, which is something that you're gonna wanna learn how to do, because we're gonna include that as a cue for deadlifts and squats. Up next, you're gonna place the band around above your knees, feet shoulder width apart. You're gonna lay down, and we're gonna perform glute bridges. You're gonna drive your hips up as high as you can. Keep your head on the floor, and just go up and down. And we're gonna do 20. That concludes the muscular activation exercises, and we're gonna finish with some mobility and dynamic stretches, which are very important to do right before you start your routine. Now, these are not static stretches where we are holding the muscle length as much as possible for some period of time. These are gonna be more mobile and active dynamic stretches, commonly used more before you start your routine. The first one that I like to teach is going to be the world's greatest stretch, because that one takes care of a lot of muscles all in one stretch. So to begin that, I'm gonna show you 2 versions, the harder one and a modified one for those that have a hard time doing this one. You're gonna get in a push-up position, and you're gonna bring one foot close to your hand. Big step, okay? We're gonna go ahead and grab that same hand and point up as high as you can without bending the back leg and without bending this arm. Reach as high as you can, and then that same elbow, try to reach down as far as you can. What we're doing here is we're stretching our chest here, we're stretching our hamstring, we're stretching our hip flexor on this particular one, and then when we do this one, we're stretching our upper back. To switch the sides, hand back into the push-up position and switch the legs. Go back to the top, back down. Let's do 5 each side. If that was too uncomfortable or too hard, and if you feel unsafe or unbalanced to do that, this is what I would like you to do. I'm gonna show you from a side angle so that way you can see how it looks in different angles, because this one could be a little complex, but it's very important to learn how to get into these positions without getting hurt. Stand upright, big step back, drop this knee to the ground, hands next to your foot, lift the back leg. This is gonna be the same position that I achieved doing the other one. Lock your elbow, bring it back down. Lock your elbow, bring it back down. To get out of there, just get on your knee and stand up. And notice how it's the exact opposite of the other one, because I'm gonna end up in the same position as I did here, but this is a lot harder to do than to start from here. Reverse lunge, set the knee down, it's much safer. Hands next to your foot, lock the knee, and do your stretch. There's many ways to do the same thing. Find the best way that suits your current fitness level in order not to get hurt, and leave the ego lifting to the side and progress safely. This last stretch is going to be for your hips, and it's going to help you unlock your whole hip region, which is gonna avoid a lot of back injuries. So find yourself an incline bench or even a box jump works, but this is a lot more comfortable. You're gonna go ahead and put it into an incline position. And I'm gonna start with my right leg, on this side. And I'm gonna try to get my shin parallel to the bench, where it's nice and supported. My knee is supported and my foot is supported. And I'm just gonna drop my chest to my ankle and get a deep stretch here, all while keeping my back leg locked on the ground. Feel a pull in the hip and release. Stand nice and upright. This is very similar to a 90-90 because this is just a modified version, but this is more accessible and it's a lot easier to get into this stretch than doing the actual 90-90. To do the other leg, just come on to the other side and lift the leg that you just missed on that side and reach forward again, lock this leg, reach forward, stand upright, reach forward. And now we're ready to begin our first day of your 12-week plan. Hit me up for any questions. All this, try to view them, memorize them to a point where you don't rely on the videos anymore. You just go inside the gym, do your 5 to 10 minute cardio warm-up, do your mobility and muscular activation exercises, do your stretches, and we're ready to go. Have a good day.